again. I know, I'm so beautiful. I keep coming back for more. And to be honest with you, it's just sort of nice to come here and talk to all you lovely people, even if you don't want to talk back. Maybe I'm sort of like the person you listen to in the background. Echo, echo. So that like it just reminded me of the John Ralphio thing. If you've watched Park and Recs, you know what that is. But anyway, how is everyone doing? Sorry, I have to wait for my other things to arrive. Uh, there we go. There we go. And then I've got to do a little hey hey, because you know you got to say at least hello to everyone, because everyone wants to be heard. Okay. So anyway, first things first. I was going to have a guest on today, Miss Snow, but the way she described it is that she has her own thing. So obviously she was going to do something later, but her voice is kind of either she's sick or something else, and she's kind of hitting it hard. So she decided to like let's move it to Thursday at same time, and we'll convene then. So Thursday it will be, but I decided you know what I did. So I didn't say I promised a show, but I did say I was going to have a show, so I might as well do a show, you know. Um, and so that would be that case. And hopefully she'll be able to come on then, because you never know how things turn out. But yeah, so she has her own thing. She's doing karaoke, I believe. So if you ever go see her profile, whatever, just give her a check out, even if you don't stay. Anyway, um, and then I have who do I have? I have Mr. Jack tomorrow, and then Friday. Oh, that's right. Friday I will be on Miss Snow show at 4 p.m. Eastern. Um, and, and she was asking something about like paranormal stories or something like that. I can't. Yeah, I think it was something about paranormal stories, like personal paranormal stories, which is like far and few in between. But so I'll be on her show at 4 p.m. Eastern, and I won't be on there long. But at 7 on Friday, I will be doing again my Rumble raid. Or hey, Jips. Hey, oh that's right. So Hevel or Jips or whichever on my Rumble Studios, you appear as this. But in the chat on Rumble, you appear as Hevel. So I don't know what that is. I think that might be a channel versus user thing. So I apologize. But anyway, thank you for coming along. Anyway, what was I? Um, I was discussing on Friday. I'll be on her show. Oh, that's right, the mini Rumble raid. I will be doing the mini Rumble raid, which I've renamed the Piff, uh, Piff, Piff stream. It's my channel versus yes, I know, and it's yeah, I don't, I don't know why that's a thing, but it is sort of like back when they had the double icon. Is like yeah, there's still some work needed to be there. But anyway, the raid. Well, I switched it from calling the Rumble raid to Piff, which is pay it forward, because in essence I am kind of, I mean, I'll be honest, I I have gotten some Rumble rants, but not enough. Obviously, not enough to hit the requirement to come out. But it's also just I don't do it to get that, even though that's a nice thing. So I won't stop you. I do it because I believe in the future of the platform, the possibilities of the platform. Yes, there are growing pains now, and yes, sometimes you need a little patience, because if you don't know what coding is, then you most likely will be the most impatient person in the world. And coding takes coding takes some time, especially when you run a company. So so yeah, so there's been some growing pains, and I know there'll be a lot of people who will complain about Rumble till the day they die. But at the end of the day, I personally believe in the possibilities of the platform. And right now, I believe what is it? Their content. Thank you. Which would you like me to call you, Jips or Hevel? Because I really, I really would like to know so I don't keep calling you the wrong one. Ranting and raving. Yes, and thank you for that. $2. Hey, $1, $2. I don't care. Whatever you give is awesome. Because anyone who gives, not even asking, is awesome. So, yes. But yeah, just let me know which one you want to be called by, Gyps or Hevel, because I don't want to keep going between the two. Hevel, but game under Hevel, man. All right, I'll just go with Hevel then, because it's gonna keep confusing after all. Jehevel, that's it. I made something new for you, Jehevel. Almost sounds Jewish in nature. Jehevel. He comes to Rafar Jehevel. But yeah, so the last Friday I did the stream the mini. I called it mini Rumble Raid because a long time ago, his CEO and Flawed TV had done their own Rumble Raid, but they had $10,000. That's not going to happen with me, unfortunately. But even so, what I'm trying to get is I'm trying to give back to smaller, and I have even though it's like a small amount, like $2, like Jehevel has done. Jehevel, oh, that's how good I am. I make up stuff. But just stuff like that. It's small, but it makes a world of a difference. Even you just like or follow whatever. I think I'll have to. I mean, I would really like to follow uh, all the people that I am doing that stuff to, but I think I'm gonna have to cut back on that because my to follow board is starting to heavel up, and their what is it? Their AI thing's not really up to par. So it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's just getting very crowded. So I don't know. I'm gonna keep it as is, but I think right now I might just do likes and you know, money sort of thing because that seems to be helpful. So, but yeah, I'll be doing that again this Friday. And anyone's welcome to join just to whatever. So, but yeah, so those are those are the few things to do. I think I'll just stick to like the 3 day a week because it's easier. And no offense to those who took the content creation thing, but for me, it's just like it's very restrictive. Like you have to do like what is it like? Is it 5 days a week? I think it was like 5 days a week, and then two no 5 days a week and then 2 hours per day for those 5 days, so it's like 5 days total of 10 hours for the week, but you have to do two per day, which is like maybe I could do that, but mostly it'd just be like you'd have to just keep going and talking until you hit 2 hours. And for me, the best thing about like all that stuff is just to do the multi-stream because um I sometimes can only go an hour. Like there are days where I dread if I'm doing this, and yeah, I know it's just a lot of stuff. It's where I'm trying to like should going an hour if it's just me be the standard. I mean, because for me, an hour is nothing compared to other content creators that go on like 3 to 4 to 5. I think some have gone up to like 9 hours. I'm like, that's all well and grand, but I'm not being paid to sit down for 9 hours. I mean, if there were a lot more people talking in chat or whatever, and we could have a discussion back and forth, then maybe. But it's it's one of those things where I'm like, I'll do what I can. I'll have fun with it, and we'll go from there. Because again, as I've always stated in every video, anyone's welcome to, almost anyone's welcome to come on and have a chat. Um, about whatever because I can talk about whatever. I know I've said like from hundreds of thousands of human history or whatever, uh, but it really just talk about whatever. I'm not a political person, but I could talk about that. I may not know much about comics, but I mean art and all that stuff. I'm up for just about anything. So it is what it is. But I find it very well. It's almost like someone could use this for their diary, like, dear diary, the boss came at me again and said I got a raise. Why is he crying about that? Why is he crying about a raise? Because I was trying so hard not to. Oh man, but yeah, and the funny thing was is I was thinking about it, right? I was thinking about how I keep talking to new people, like how I started out and stuff. I kind of think back, like, so for about 6 or 7 months I've been live streaming, but for the total amount I've probably been doing a little more than that. So it's it's interesting to see how far I've come, and of course, I don't do like every follow, every celebrate and every follow. I mean, I may do like a special something if I get to like 100 followers, because I never thought I'd get there. I mean, I think right now between both YouTube and Rumble, I have about 100, but for me, I'd like to just have one or the other. But I take from both ends because, like I've said before, multi-streaming for me, or from my perspective, multi-streaming is the best way to do things because no one platform should own your stuff, right? Because if one platform owns your stuff, then if something happens to that platform, you could be decimated. Now, of course, you could be like the Alex Jones and be like everything just gone because they're so coordinated, but I don't think all platforms are like that now. I'm a little 50-50 on Twitter X after they suspended my account for no apparent reason, no answer given. But Rumble seems to be doing well, still with growing pains, and for right now, YouTube seems to be fine, at least for my end. I know people have their demonetized whatever, but I'm not monetized in YouTube, so it's sort of like, meh. I can't be I can't be monetized because I have to reach, like, what was it? It's like 1,000 followers and 4,000 hours watched. I'm like, are you kidding me? I have to be like one of those people that hit like one of those super, like I have to be talking like super controversial topic, and everyone just agrees, do something that everyone agrees with, and I just bump everything up, and I'm just like, I don't. I mean, I come here to talk about just about anything, but people, you know, it's just kind of weird. It's just kind of weird to go for that sort of thing. So I don't. I look at it as this. I come here, I talk about silly stuff or ramble or whatever, or you can hear me spit, or you could do a rant or whatever, and I can say silly stuff. Nothing too off the cuff, guys. Come on. Um, but the thing of it is like everything else is a bonus to me. The followers, the watches, the rants, people just come in to say hello and stuff. That's all a bonus to me. Why? Because my main objective is to connect with others, to talk with others, to bring them on and have a conversation and hope they can come back on again, or if they want or not. I mean, some people are one hit wonder and they just never come back on. But I really do believe that I can reach a lot of people, big or small. And I don't see a lot of content creators doing it. Now, obviously, again, as I've said in the past, it is difficult to get people on because sometimes they say yes, sometimes they say no, or they don't say no, but that's the point they hint to, or they say maybe they want to look at your stuff and you never hear back or whatever. So it's a very convoluted process, but it's a process worth doing because how many times have you seen a content creator as big as, say, like Markiplier, or 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 what's another one? Oh, PewDiePie or whatever. They they invite somebody on. Now again, I understand that you got to be careful of people, and I say almost everyone, but there's this level where you're just like, well, we have this great technology, and maybe not everyone has a camera, but if you have a mic, you're in good company. So why not? Why not talk a bit about yourself, or talk about something that you've seen that just kind of feels off to you and you feel like other people aren't talking about it in the way you'd like to or whatever. That's what I'm gaming for. And not to sound like a crypt keeper or whatever, but I feel like I collect people's stories. um they come on, they say their stuff or whatever, we have our time, however long, but it's sort of like a collection of people's stories. I don't know. um I haven't looked through my log to see how many uh, people I've had on so far. Some have been on twice. I know tomorrow I'm gonna have the same person I've had on 3 times now, which is pretty awesome. He's a pretty cool dude. He's a pretty cool English dude. Um, but it's just like, how many people have I had on that have been different? And I keep going up and just trying to get more. So, I know it sounds bad, but it's sort of like, it's sort of the aim of what I'm trying to do. I know, and in order to see, and the point is, I'd like to get to the point where people are asking to come on here and have a chat instead of me trying to chase them. But that's the beginning stages of it, right? As a beginning content creator, or whatever you want to call me, I just a flummox talking about whatever. Uh, the beginning stages is always the hard work, right? It's always the endurance test. It's always the marathon you're running, and if you don't pace yourself, you'll just like water, water. Funny enough, but I uh, I don't I don't want to fall in line with the same routine you see almost every other content creator, whether it's be a gamer, news person, whatever. I just want to reach across the table and on a digital sense and just kind of like, hey, what's going on? Like Jehevel over here, I'd have on if you wanted to, or what was it, or what was it, Ezo Zero Game or whatever it was. Just reach across and let's have a chat. I forgot I need to put this up because I do, I do. Yeah, no, hey, you're welcome on anytime. You're welcome anytime. And that's the thing too is I just started putting a email up that people can contact me if they wanted to. I'll probably have to add it to like every descriptor ever, but I'll do that after. But people have the opportunity to use email to contact me and be like, "Hey, I heard you allow people on." And it's like, "Okay, when would you like to start?" So it is what it is. But I am grateful and appreciative of anyone who comes by because I didn't think I'd be here at all. I didn't think I'd be here. So doing this, you could say I didn't think I'd be here, and you'd have that part of it, but that no, I didn't think I'd be here doing this. Still, am I great at it? No. Uh, will I improve over time? Maybe. I don't know. I like to have one of those microphones that you see those content creators have, so I can speak into, because I'm pretty sure my camera is picking my voice up fine, obviously. But it's just sort of nice when you can, it's just sort of nice when you have a microphone mouth going. Gotta gotta distance yourself. Gotta distance yourself. What? Look like I'm about to swallow the mic. Oh man, but it's too funny. I'm enjoying it so far. So, hmm, what would what would be a good thing to talk about? Because that is, I told you I'm not a professional. I probably should write down a few topics, but it's just like I could think of something. I'll think of something. Become another. Be like, what is it? What's that one movie? Master guys. Become another person. Become another person. Oh man, but yeah, oh yeah, social platforms as a whole is a wonder and a tragedy. Oh, it's almost like a what is it? What do they call it? A comedy and a tragedy or whatever it is. But social media in itself is sort of like the tool that became this um, slap in the face sort of thing, right? Where you're just like, uh-uh. But we've all become addicted to it. Some get out of it, some don't. But it's just that inert thing that you get. It just like you pop up or whatever. Or I don't know if people are on Facebook very much anymore. It feels old. Like Facebook for me feels old because I was on there a long time ago. But then I was like, you know what? I just it. I've spent too many years. I put too many of my poetry. Actually, you know what I could do is I probably would lose more people that way. Just read my poems. Um, but yeah, lost my train of thought. But yeah, it's just Facebook. I used to have it. Used to have a lot of stuff on it, and then one day I was like, you know what? Like my Instagram, I've just gotta. It's so much weight. It's so much weight, and I got rid of that Instagram. Um, I kept Twitter for a while, but then the whole election stuff, and it was just. So I got rid of my original account, which had the Darren with name on it. Unfortunately, I can't get that back. Um, but yeah, it's been an interesting ride for social media as a user of it, and it just feels like I at a time it just feels like you become less and less you know of being left of your phone. And now if you see that whole Apple Pro thing that came out not too long ago, holy crap! Have you seen that? Uh, I better find a picture. Better find a picture of it so most people know what I'm talking about. I know people be like, well, I know what he means, but a picture is 1,000 words. Uh, nope. Uh, no. Was it Apple? Oh, no, it's Apple. Ah, ah. Trying to find a good, clean. Oh, well, we'll do this. Sorry. I need to do this. What was I supposed to do? Presentation. Okay. So this is what it looks like. That's pretty neat. I mean, it looks. I know it weighs a lot and all this stuff, but and that's the back end, and it's just like this is a beginning stage of things, right? Like this, the first tier of something is always looks like heavy. It's uh, it looks space age, sure, but it's got the clunk to it. It doesn't have a lot of stuff on it, but it's the beginning stage. Like the Xbox, right? The Xbox was big and clunky, and then they started getting thinner and smaller and all this stuff. So you know how it goes. Oh, yep, I see that. Okay, but anyway, that's just what I mean with like uh, technology and stuff. It's fascinating how fast it goes, but social media itself is when you create something that just lends itself to that addictiveness, right? Like it's funny how when you put down your phone, right? When you put down your phone and just kind of sit and look at all the other people, and they're just either sitting on a bench looking at their phone, in their car looking at their phone, walking and looking at their phone. If they're jogging and it's not looking at their phone, but it's become a wonder of how more people look down instead of up, like looking at the stars or whatever. Now, I'm not saying everyone, just a huge chunk of people. It's been very interconnective of this thing. I once had this thought, right? I once had this thought. It's just Twitter X, right? Because Twitter X it's not like bigger than Facebook, but the name alone is, well, I call it Twitter X. It's called X. People still call it Twitter, at whatever you want to call it. I almost felt like that Twitter itself was becoming a subconscious, right? Like you have so many different voices, left, right, up, down, squash, gosh, or whatever you want to call it. That, and now they have Grok, obviously, but it's becoming this sort of social media is becoming this interconnected subconscious. And if you think about it, sometimes throughout the day you have thoughts of your own, and it almost feels like there's a bunch of people talking to you. Not maybe you and your voice talking to you on multiple occasions, but it it can feel like that. So I don't know. It's just a thought I have. There we go. Not like I know any better. I'm just speaking on observation of stuff, which is what I like talking to other people about too, is the observation of their point of view on the world. Because after all, how you how you view the world is much different than me. Um, and we can do discussions on not getting like into arguments, whatever, right? Like no one has to beat each other up with words. Because I was watching a um, there's a content creator called Side Scrollers, or his channel, whatever, and they had done a thing on AI art, and of course they had the for side and the against side, and while each side did bring up their own sort of points of contention, right, of what their view perspectives were, they kind of like very staunch in their positions. Obviously, that's what a debate is. I don't really care for them. But the point of the matter is that you know going over that. I'm not going to play it because copyright stuff. I don't. I know people like, well, if you play just 8 seconds, look, if they can take you down for 1 second of play, there's no point. So if you do, it's at what is it? Side scrollers on either Rumble or YouTube, and if you just either listen to it or watch, you get a sense that at times it's very much like a child is very staunch in their position is like, no, I'm not moving, and doing all that stuff, and it's just like, oh, wait a second, and of course you have like Shadiversity. Shadiversity's all right, but he gets very during that time he was very um interruptive. Like I know he was trying to get something out, but it was like he wanted to push everyone else out of the way so he could talk. Not all the time, mind you, but he was trying to get himself out there. And of course he had what was it, George, who was uh George Prime or G Prime, whatever you call him, was trying to get something out and he kept getting interrupted by Shadiversity. I think I wouldn't know how to run a debate, and I don't think I'd want to, honestly, because if I were to run a debate, like if I were to do a debate thing or whatever, be a moderator because that's what they are. Uh, it'd sort of be like what is it, the debate club or whatever they have in schools. You have this debate on something, but there are rules to abide by. Like each person gets a certain amount of time. Each person gets a certain amount of time for speaking, whatever, and then rebuttal, and then we can discuss on like what's the agreement on of the definition of and all this stuff, and it could just go, But me doing a debate would just be like, look, I'm not here to argue whether I'm right or wrong. I'm here to say that the look of things, right? The look of things is not the full justification of being the. Hold on. Sorry, I do that to uh, not burp on camera. Some people can get away with it. I'm a little more polite that way. Um, but for me, for debates, it's sort of like, look, I'm not trying to hear be right or wrong. I'm just presenting what I see. And you're telling me those points are wrong. It's like, okay, well then explain how they are wrong so I may better understand, because it seems like you have a piece of information now that I do not have or do not know or do not understand. But people in debates just want to be more, I am the right person. I have done my research. Well, yeah, but research can be biased to your confirmation bias. You research what will prove your point. And I'm just like, well, for right now, it's just one of those things. But yeah, the AI thing is, I a long a long time ago I used Midjourney. Right now, you have to pay to use Midjourney per month. I did like the low tier was like $10 a month. I might do it again just to because I use AI to make the thumbnails because I'm not that artistic, okay, and I'm not that. It's just not a lot of time in a day, so I just type in something and take what gets close enough. Even though even though I like to be closer, but simple uh sometimes simple stuff works and then it doesn't, and it's just like ugh. Ugh. So, but yeah, I use that to make my thumbnails. Sometimes they look all right. It's whatever. It's whatever that thing. So, but yeah, the whole AI debate. I get the worry of taking jobs, whatever. The point of the matter is that when you are uh, doing a hobby or something or whatever is giving you a job, like whether it be in tech, whether it be in tech, art, all these different fields. The point of it is not to get stale. The point of it is not to stay stagnant. Because something's going to come along, or someone's going to come along and do better at your job and take your job. So whether it be machine or human, if you aren't improving yourself every time, then what are you doing? Right? I mean, that's the real question. It's like, what are you doing to improve on your manner of being so that people will want to keep watching? Like for me, I don't. I mean, the people I've had on have said I'm pretty all right. Some of them have said I'm a pretty good interviewer, even though I don't want to think of myself that. I just want to think of myself as a conversationalist, which I'd rather be anyway, even though I trip over my own words. But to improve, it requires a lot of constructive criticism, which, you could get trollish people will just curse you out to oblivion, or you get people like, hey, I think maybe this could be improved or that could be improved or whatever. Because I don't know. I do this. It seems to do well. I'm able to still get people on to some degree, and we have a good time about it. Now I know there's probably been one or two people where it's been like me on my side more, just trying to get a conversation going, or just there's just not a spark there in the conversation. I don't know. I try to read the room, but usually I'm reading a newspaper while in the room trying to read the room. If that makes any sense at all. Um, but for me, it's like how do I improve, or where do I go to improve? Right? Like I I don't know. I don't know what it is I can do to be more attractive. Not that I'm not trying to better myself that way, but the point eating my eating habits. Come on, guys. Come on. Um, but no, even in that too, even in life too. But the thing of it is, like, where do you where do you look to find out where it is to self improve? Like, do you look at like the numbers that your video gets? I mean, if people watch it, it's fine. Some have more views than others, and that's okay with me. I'm not too staunch about that. It's this um it's just trying to find out like what would attract more people to want to come on and have a conversation with me. That's what I really would like to do. What what is it about that I could do that could attract more people on? What is it? How can I better? Because I think the one way to do it is you kind of have to grow like more followers and all stuff to get not a bad notoriety, but more credibility as a person. Is like, yeah, this guy's great to talk to. He does all this stuff. He's willing to bounce things back and forth. He doesn't he he doesn't know when to stop. No, I if I don't stop, it's gonna be horrendous silence. Like you ever go on those content creators places and they're playing a game, right? Or they're talking, and then there's just dead silence for like forever. And you're just like, say something, say something. Yeah, I can't. For me, it's not that silence is uncomfortable because I can be quiet like a car ride or whatever. But hey, what up, General? Nice to see you again. Well, I mean, not see you because I've never seen you, but it's nice to see you, sir. How are you? Um, I'm just rambling about no, not improvisation. That's wrong. And self improvement, self improvisation. I don't think that's a word that's gonna go over well. Wait. You said improv improvisation. It's like a mix between improvement and what's the other one? Improvement and improv. Im- Wait, maybe that is improvisation. I don't. Words. I'm not so good with words, sir. Words. So, um, anyway, yeah. Thank you for joining, General. I know there's a lot of content creators out there right now that are doing their whole content creation thing for the partnership on Rumble, but I am always like, okay. I think I could share this, right? See, she's on YouTube, but she's nice when she wants to be. When she's not trying to bite people's heads off for lunch or something. It's only rumors. It's only rumors. All right. I've never seen her be a bad person, but I heard she can be grumpy if she wants to be. Uh, but anyway, um, yeah, it's just this odd thing because I may never reach the sphere of like Markiplier, but I don't think you have to in order to have a because I know that's the ultimate goal of content creators, right? Where they just their goal is to get more, get more, get more, get more, raise, get more. And while that's great now, my thing is like, well, my how can I how can I improve enough that people will want to go to the places to find me and say, hey, I'd like to come on instead of just me chasing after them. That's the actual point I want to get to. I want there to be a draw enough that someone will think, oh, the door's open. Hello, Jewess. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for coming. I didn't do it. She'd hurt me. She's so mean. Oh, she's an okay. Anyway, I said hello. Hold on. Let me type it in. All right, there we go. All right. Now that I said that, or was I? Dang it. One track mind. That's what I am. No. But yeah, that just lends itself back into how do you? Yeah, you're welcome. How do you? I think in some sense I look at the follow count just because I'm grateful by any measure, but also like, what would yes, and because you beat people. Not really. But how how do you gain more people in order for them to want to come on? How do you how do you improve your credibility enough that when they see a video of yours, that they will say, he's opened the door. He's opened the door for almost anyone to come on. Well, why not? Um, yeah, I just don't know, and that's the thing about content creation for because I'm just easygoing about almost everything. I just want to have fun with this. I want to relax on it. I want people to come on and feel the same. I want people to also have that feeling of wanting to come back because uh, if they never want to come back, then either they didn't have a good time or they just saw it as a one-off opportunity, which is fine. But there's there's just so much more than just a one-time deal. It's not like I'm gonna use a very poor analogy, but it's sort of like if you're in a relationship with someone, right? You're in a relationship with someone, and it's not like you do it once and then that's it for the rest of it, right? Like you don't do the boogie woogie once, and that considers the end of it. No, it's not all the time, but there are times where you know, you once in a while, or you talk and you have conversations about wanting to do it. It's and that's the thing too for me is like I want people to come back. I want them to feel comfortable enough to say, you know what, that guy was cool. I'd like to do it. Just earlier today, someone I had DM'd on Twitter X, and I'm gonna keep calling it Twitter X until I get my account back. So I ain't gonna get no money from me. Um, there was someone I was trying to talk to, but he's in the partnership program, so he's gonna be busy for a while. So totally understand. Um, but it, you kind of just fish. It's kind of like fishing. That's what I'm doing. I'm fishing for people, and there are a few people that you can probably count on that come back on again if they wanted to. But I'm always up. I'm always up for it because and I one point is trying to have a better time consistency. So I'm trying to do on the 3 days I do things. I'm trying to do at 7 p.m. Eastern, but when I have people on, like, ow, sorry, my headphones are starting to hurt. But when I have people on, um, yeah, I kind of try to do my best to work within their schedule because uh, it's it's a I want them on, so I'll do the best I can to work within their schedule. Like with Miss Snow, that would have happened today. But yeah, it's so fascinating to me, but it's so disheartening at times when you're just like, how can I? And I know I've been rambling on about this for about too long. I know, I understand. Um, but it's just a thought process, right? It's like taking the Rubik's cube and just trying to figure out how to get that last square in place, and like you keep messing it up again. It's like, I want to toss it. I just want to toss it, please. Just let me toss it once. But you want to keep improving, so you just keep talking. You just keep gaining more followers. So the funny thing is when I did my mini Rumble raid last week, right? First I had that tech issue, which was the computer crashing and all this stuff. So just just please stay okay. Um, so I did that. I had to do the whole thing again because it crashed. But once I got going, I just went to the live beam on Rumble. And since there's going to be content creators, that'll either mean there are more. But for me, it was just going on, see who's on live. Kind of, I know it was nitpicky, but there are 24-hour streams on there, and sometimes they don't say they're 24-hour streams, so you kind of have to be like, whatever. So, but anyway, yeah, the funny thing was is I donated to different people, and some were creators and some were followers. I think I got 8 to 9 different followers that night, and I was like, I didn't expect that at all, right? I was just paying it forward, and I was mini Rumble Rape. I was paying it forward, and all of a sudden I'm getting this return, right? Because I want Rumble overall to keep improving, to keep growing, to keep listening, because there are still some pitfalls it has, which I'm not too happy about. But again, growing pains. It's all gonna get there eventually, but for right now, it's sort of like being slapped in the face with a fish. You know, it stinks. But I almost now I don't know if many of you know, but there was a gentleman on who used to do his own show as CBS, whatever. It was Craig Ferguson, right? And Craig Ferguson would have all sorts of stars or whatever on, and he would just, um, I don't, I can't play, a musical instrument. I can play a guitar, as you can see, but not very well. But my thing was is that Craig Ferguson, whenever he started on, he would have these cards, right? He'd have these cards that I think were like either they had something on it or whatever. And at some point, he would just be like, and just conversate with them. And that's something I think more than not for like going after celebs, although it's always interesting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Mm, making fun of me on my own show. Um, but yeah, Craig Ferguson would have all sorts of celebrities and stuff on, but you would just talk to them like they were a regular person. And that's sort of in the vein of what I want to do, because you and uh, you and me and everyone we know are tired of a lot of things or want to improve on a lot of things, whatever. Uh, wondering if it's there we go. We'll just leave it like that. My headphones starting to hurt this ear a bit. I don't know why, but oh well. I think it's because the sunglasses. Maybe one day I'll show my pretty eyes. I don't know. He looks like a model. No, 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 no. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Red alert, red alert. Oh man, but that's sort of the thing I wanna. aim for sort of that style of like, man, maybe you might see me in a maybe not a tie. Well, I don't like ties. Maybe a clip-on tie, but not a. I'm getting some ideas here. Maybe next time I'll. I mean, it's not like I want to scare people away, dressing up nice, but maybe I'll dress up a little nicer next time. I'm keeping the hat though. I'm keeping the hat. Don't you dare. Don't you try to tell me it's off, but I'm gonna keep the hat. But yeah, maybe we'll try that sometime where I dress up a little nicer. I gotta be presentable for the folks out there. Very presentable. If I'm not presentable, people just walk away and it's the end of the show and nobody wants to come at all. Nobody. They all want to tell me I'm ugly and it's awful. So awful. But yeah, and I won't have a skeleton sidekick, so I could probably do like throw your voice like, oh no, he's going over the edge, something like that. But I don't think that's gonna work very well. I think that would be the worst thing for me to try. Ventriloquism might just have a like little up here. It's like, oh, how are you doing? It says, oh, I'm doing so great. I could try it though. I could try it once, but and that would that would be funny. People just pop onto the show and it's like, what the hell is this? Oh, look where you're going! Watch out! Oh no! See, that's how much fun I am. I can make myself laugh. Yeah. But anyway. But anyway, yeah, that's the sort of thing I'd like to aim for. It's just people want to come on. I mean, I don't know if I can be as smooth as Craig Ferguson, but I can try. Uh, you wish. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. I'm the captain now. Look at me. I'm the captain now. No, no, no. Jewess, I would just speak to you in a German accent. Oh, look at her. She looks so lovely with her red hair. Yeah? Yeah. She needs to be taken away back to her crib. She's such a child. Yeah? Oh, yeah. That's what I thought about. That's the thought I had earlier was um, I wanted to, I'd probably have to make another channel or not. I don't know. But I always wanted to do yeah, yeah, right back at you. Right back at you. Oh, no, no, sorry. Yeah, right back at you. Such a pretty girl, yeah. Don't forget to close the door on your way out. Now, out! Um, yeah, I had a thought of, what was it? There was an early one where I was doing like the tornado wranglers. It was a funny idea. You've probably seen an early show, but the tornado wranglers, right? Tornado wranglers is people who wrangle tornadoes. So like when those big supercell storms come and you see a tornado touchdown, there's some guy with some magical lasso, and he's like, "All right, everyone, let's go get him!" And of course the strength of a tornado is based on the Fuji level, which is I don't know. Well, hold on, we're gonna do a little stuff. I'm gonna do the Fuji scale because that way people will Fuji scale. What? F F no. Tornado tornado scale. Alright. I got it. Yeah, hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna share the screen. Share presentation so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. Tornado measurement of strength. Okay. Fuji, that's it, the Fujita scale. That's it. So it goes 1 to 5, which is just devastating. Like you've never seen a tornado like that before, but you don't want to be there. And it was created by the Fujita scale was created by Ted Fujita of the University of Chicago. He was a Japanese American. How about that? How about that? The foreigners got it on us. Um, all right, stop sharing now. Now that we've learned a little history lesson. Um, where was the third one? And there we go. So, but yeah, the the tornado wranglers is just these hickled boys that go out with this like magical rope or whatever, and they just go yeehaw. They see a tornado, it's like that's an F2 right there. Go get it. And then they kind of take them back and what is it? They take them back and they kind of keep them because tornadoes don't last forever, obviously. But and this is more fiction than anything else. But they take them back and they kind of do like they kind of do like rodeo shows with them. We have an F1 here. We call that Minnie because she's small but fierce. She's so fierce. And then we got this F2 over here. We call him Mr. Johnson. He's a little big for himself, but he can do the job. Well, we try to be careful of him though, because he's a little cranky sometimes. We got F3 over here. We haven't given him a name yet, because yeah, he don't look like he's long for this world. So we gotta keep away from that. We got an F4 over here now. The F4 was kind of tough. It took two of us to wrangle that little girl. That was just bang bang. I tell you what, I got one end, he got the other. We almost rode that thing down to Topeka, Kansas. That thing almost blew us out. You ever been blown out by a tornado? It is not fun. It's like it's like it's like it's like sorry, sorry. It's like having Taco Bell on a hot day. Whoo, boy, you do not want to be in the position for that. That's like a blowout through the. That's like a blow. It's like a blowout sale. Mm. No, I am not. I'm having fun over here. I'm not ignoring you. Hold on, I gotta ignore you. Sunshine. There you go. There you go. There you go. That'll water the flower. And then that'd be like the F5, the most dangerous. Look, that one was during a super sale. We tried running that with one guy, almost knocked him off his feet. I'll tell you what, he tried to rope that sucker. He tried to wrangle around like it was his cousin's bull. Do not, I advise not to do that at all. Don't do that. Don't anger the bull. Don't touch the bull. If you get near a bull, you hope to pray you better got an apple in his hand because he's going to knock you out. That's why we call this F5 buck. Now, this guy, whew, man, he tried to buck us off so many times, I almost lost my rope in him. That's how dangerous he was. And I'm glad you like it. Um, and then I was like, well, man, we're going to have to get the whole team here together. It took all five of us to take this sucker down. It's a F5 for sure, but Buck is just Buck Wild. He's calmed down a little bit now. He's a little calmer. You can doubt all you want, but I gave you that name for a reason. Um, but he's calmed down some, but he still bucks up once in a while. That's why I call him Buck, because you don't want to get near him when he gets a little cranky, just like that F2 over there, and just stuff like that. Like there'd be episodes where they're just talking to regular folk. He's like, wait, how do you guys wrangle tornadoes? That just seems like an impossibility itself. Look, they once thought going to the moon would be an impossibility itself. They did it. We doing it too, so don't even try. And stuff like that. And then and then I had one earlier. Um it oops. I had another one earlier where I had so it is probably gonna be bad, so don't judge me. But there's two German guys. One is Sein and one is Hickel. Sein and Hickel, and of course it's sort of playing during like World War II and stuff. It's not like it's gonna get that whatever. You know, the big AH is made fun of all the time, so don't worry about it. But it's sort of like these two German guys who are sort of like it's like the what is it, the Hulk Heroes, what the Hogan Heroes, what it was, that TV show back in the day where they just made the German guys kind of funny and very, I think, dumb in his essence. But he's like, oh well, Hitler, how are you doing today? I'm doing very well. Have you seen where the Americans have gone? No, I thought that was your job. It was Your job. You signed up for it. Look, I don't have time for this. But I'd have to keep my screen dark because if you just look at me now, it just looks kind of silly. Like I don't know if I should be here now. Is this a fall or a rise? I don't know if I should be here. But anyway, something like that. Man, that would just be funny. I could just go on for hours just to give someone. Look, there he goes. He's over there. Mein Führer, are you okay? I don't think he had his cereal today. He doesn't look too good. Sir, eat Cheerios. Why tell him to eat Cheerios? They aren't invented yet. Frosted Flakes. Have have more fiber so you may feel better. Oh, you know what? You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of those Snicker commercials. I wonder if one day they'll ever cross that line. You know, he, you know, he's up there giving his monstrous speech, awful, evil, horrible speech, and he's giving like in one of his cohorts like, uh, Pura, I think if you have a Snickers, you might be better. Yes, they're not my word floors though. Thank you. And they need to be better polished. But anyway, anyway, I'm gonna be kicked off YouTube soon enough just because I'm talking about that. That's why I'm being careful with my words. Oh wait, that was like, my Führer, I think you need to have a Snickers. It may do good for you. Popsicle. And it just, and it just, he, and he eats the Snickers. He eats the Snickers and he goes back to doing his arms like, wow, wow, that's all it took. I do think that would work. I don't know if that would work. I think he gave that up a long time ago. You know, he just sort of threw the paint and easel into the river. I saw it float down that way. I was like, well, I should get that because it may be costful in the future. I could just have fun with it all day and there'd be like zero people watching. Just like, come on, wait, hey, come on, guys, come on, where's everyone at? I just have fun with doing that stuff all day long, just doing voices of little things. Uh, but again, it'd have to be with like the camera off and stuff because then you'd be like, he's kind of trying to do two different voices. They sound the same, but he's getting there. Yeah, I think he's getting there. Can someone please dial in 199? I don't think he's doing so good. Uh, uh see you later, Hevel. See you later. I don't know if that means goodbye or not, but if you are leaving, I will see you next time. I hope you have a good night and sleep well if you are. So thank you for coming, though. I appreciate it. I hope to see you again. I mean, I may or may not, but again, I'm just having fun with this stuff. It's just me being silly for the next, I don't know, whatever time. And people are like, I gotta go. He's getting a little deep. He's getting a little deep in the water. But I think I have to see on Rumble Haps. Well, Rumble Haps. All the silliness around here. Rumble Haps. What do you Hevel, before you go, what do you mean by Rumble Haps? Is it like what's happening at Rumble or just clarify a little bit because I happenings. Okay, Rumble happenings. I'm not in the know. I'm really not in the know. I'm going by what I see on Twitter X, and part of it is just like there was an issue. Also, okay, so right now on the web browser, no matter what web browser you do, good night, young lady, and don't get into too much trouble. I'll know. Anyway, yes, with partnerships, having people on talk about, etc. Oh well, yeah. Well, you're welcome. I mean, again, I want, what I want differs, but I want to help Rumble improve. But I also want to, you kind of have to bring things that aren't up to par in good faith because I don't want them like blocking me and then never finding out that like maybe we should have listened. You know, I don't. I want to have a fruitful conversation, not a you're all bad, you're all wrong, I can't believe you're evil, blah 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 blah. There's no fruitful conversation out of it. So, but yeah, it's just whatever. It's just whatever. But no, I no, thank you. I hope to see you again, and I hope to have you on sometime. Even if you say no, at least it was offered. So know that the door is always open, Hubble. Know that the door is always open. Same for anyone here. So, but anyway, I am upon the hour at hand. Yes, I probably rambled on, laughed too much, or whatever, but I'm glad you joined me anyway because expect more of it in the future. Maybe there'll be something I come up I can talk about a little bit, but those are the things I wanted to talk about. Yeah, anytime, man. Anytime. Have a good one. Um, yeah, yeah. So it's upon the hour, and as like I've said with my other guests, usually the hours where promote and go from there and all that stuff. So, but usually I just try to go for an hour by myself because carrying this by myself and people still staying for relevancy, it doesn't last very long. So I usually try to go for an hour, and I've fulfilled that for myself. So before anyone goes. I am on Rumble, YouTube, and Discord under @Daramuth, right? I have the fan account on Twitter X under Veramuth. Now, um, if you would like to be on the show, not saying you will, but if you'd like the opportunity, you can find me, and I'll put this in the description later, but you can find me at either Discord or the Rumble, um, no, not Rumble, Twitter X, sorry, Twitter X. And you can contact me at, you can DM me at either or my email, which I'll have to change the thing, but my email is crazer6cr. Hold on. I'm gonna do add new text. It's gonna be at the bottom, and business email uh, crazer6 at. Nope, I want to do that. Okay. Uh, uh, yep. Okay. Um. Okay. Okay. So here we go. So this is my email that can be contacted if you want to be part of the show. Like I said, either on Twitter X or Discord at Daramos, or this email right here. You can contact me at if you want to be on here. If you want to be a guest or whatever, or have a conversation about silly stuff or just whatever. So the door is open. They're doing. I was looking. Just got home from work. Hey man, thank you so much. You know what? Go do what you got to do. Take a breather. Take your feet off. It was nice having you here, man. Hope to have you on again sometime. So, but yeah, take a little off. See you next time, though. Right. Yes. The door is open for almost anyone to come on. Let's have a conversation. So, anyway, thank you all for being on here. Thank you all for coming to watch. I don't deserve it, but I'm grateful and glad you came because I never thought I'd be here. So that's the real rich of it. Is anything beyond me coming on here and doing my silliness or whatever is a bonus. So thank you very much, guys. Have a great night, and don't forget tomorrow for 5 p.m. Eastern. I'm gonna be on with Jack Tarlad again because he's an awesome English dude, and we're gonna do whatever. So, see you all next time. Have a great night. Ciao.